seriously, given my experience here in Ghana, I would choose Ghana over Nigeria when it comes to university studies. Now, they give you an easy platform for you to learn.
Today's video, we are going to be talking about the 10 reasons why I chose to study in Accra, Ghana as my study abroad site.
So in today's video, we're talking about certain reasons why Nigerians love to swim in Ghana. I'm a proud alumni, like I always say. I'm a Nigerian who studied in Ghana.
The second issue is the uncertainty that is surrounding university education in Nigeria these days. It wasn't like that, in the past.
Since there was no help coming, even people I was thinking that when I get to here in Ghana, maybe from Nigeria, they can help, but when I was calling, nobody was minding me. I decided to go back, hustle a little bit, then I'll come back and continue.
Alright, it's good to have you on my channel and it's good to have me on your screen. Thank you so much for tuning in to see this video. And of course, if you like this video, kindly subscribe to the channel because I do videos of this sort. Now, I have done a couple of these videos where is more like a banter between me and some Nigerians that are on the opinion that the Ghanaian education system is less valued because you didn't suffer to get it. So today's video is not about that. Today is more like, why do they choose to school in Ghana? It's not something new. Even before I got to visit Ghana in person, I have known about this practice for a very long time. A lot of Nigerians have been trooping in and out of Ghana just to acquire education and return back to Nigeria, and they are doing amazing. They are like the most sought after. So in today's video, I want us to go behind the scene to get to know why are Nigerians and other international students. So this video is about international students, not just Nigerians, but students from all around the world, some countries that I could find. Why did they choose to school in Ghana when they could do this elsewhere? And I think I love to always start with Nigerians because they are my most business for the fact that I'm Nigerian, and they are the ones I can mostly testify of. Okay, I saw this one, or I know this one that's good here and all that. So let's go and take a look at some of them and see why do they choose to come to Ghana and school here, even with the fact that it is not cheap at all. Because see, as a Nigerian, my school fees in a uni in Nigeria is less than 1,000 cedis, depending on the course you choose to study. Yet some families cannot afford it. A lot of families do not have that amount. But let's start with a Nigerian girl and hear why she chose Ghana.
Experience. So in today's video, I'm talking about certain reasons why Nigerians love to swim in Ghana. I'm a proud alumni, like I always say. I'm a Nigerian who studied in Ghana. I'll be sharing my own personal interests, why I enjoyed studying in Ghana. Yes. So I know I started for admission, and finally I got admission to go and study in Ghana. Thank God. Hooray! We got to Ghana. Welcome to Ghana. So I was expecting so many things, like, okay, this is Africa, there's no more difference, it's gonna be the same. But to my shocking surprise, it's not the same. Ghanaian education, let me say, tertiary education is quite simple. Okay, I would say I went to a private university in Ghana, and I can't say much about the government schools like the University of Ghana, but where I studied, I'll be talking from that angle. So just not to forget my points, I've written down some very essential points. See my jaga handwriting. I've written down some very essential points why I enjoyed studying in Ghana, and the first one is congested lecture halls. There's one thing I loved and I appreciated so much, that while I was attending school in Ghana, I never came out with heat rashes. Like, the classrooms are quite comfortable. I mean, the lecture halls are quite comfortable, quite spacious, and we are not congested. We are at least a number of us in school. If you understand, when you are not too much in the class. Comprehension is very sweet because you feel free to ask questions. You don't feel like you're bothering people. You don't feel like you're wasting the lecturer's time and all that. That's kudos to my school. The second point is accessibility to lecturers. Like, there was a student lecturer relationship. I don't start mentioning names of my lecturers. The place I schooled is a place that you can see your chancellor face to face like this. You are okay. My chancellor is Professor Labi. I was able to see him. Not those period like if you are before your chancellor comes, there has to come with convoy and all those. No, there's this friendliness. There was this relationship between lecturers and their students, and you meet them anytime you have questions. You meet assistants with whatever may be bothering you. It was easy to access lecture. The point is convenient lecture schedules and examination timetable. Do you know that most of the time I wrote my exams were in the evening? Like, you have all the day to prepare, and then maybe around that kind of 4-5 p.m. you're strolling to the exam hall to go and write your exam. It was not this morning thing that you read and it's not entry-able. You need to just read to be able to meet up with every other with the subject you're having that day or whatever. No, those were at convenient times. There are times I know we had during the early, like the level 100 stages, we had lecturers who were teaching other places, so we were made to wake up very early to get to school and get to class, beat traffic in one way or the other. But lectures were very convenient. Like, lecture schedules were like at your own at your own I don't know the right word to use, at your own freedom, at your own leisure. But we were serious. Let me not exaggerate or say they just allowed us to do whatever we do, made our way through leisure and everything. No, just comfort. There was comfort in everything. When I wrote my exams, I wrote my exams in the evenings. I prepared well. I take my time to eat. Yeah, sometimes you're going for exams, you don't eat and before you get into the exams and in the exam hall, and everything is flying out of your head because you are stressed out. You've not eaten. You are not hydrated. Nothing. It was not like that. Lectures were really convenient. Go school in Ghana, you will not regret it. And this is just to encourage as many who have hopes and who have their desires to study in Ghana this year. Don't give up. You can give it a try. Okay, so to the next one is all this strike thing we normally hear of in Nigeria. It was never there in Ghana. There was nothing like ASU strike. There's nothing like these people are campaigning, so lectures are on hold. Lectures have not been paid, so lectures cannot hold. The university has to close down. Blah blah blah. No, there was nothing like that. All these incident strikes that leads to interruption of lectures and delay a program that you're supposed to finish. It's supposed to finish in 4 years. You end up finishing in 6 years. It was not like that. I started 2013. I finished the exact time I was supposed. If you want to they even give you an option. Like, if you don't want to go, there are summer classes. If you don't want to go home for holiday or vacation, you can stay and then fast forward your period of finishing school.
Why is she throwing shades? Can't you just say in Nigeria the lecture halls are congested? Those are some of her views about why she chooses to study in Ghana, or what she thinks and why she feels more people should make Ghana their study destination. Now, like she stated in the video that she went to a private uni, so you may be, because I know there are people that watch a video with carefulness because they want to get from the beginning to the end, because they want to know which part of the video didn't hold waters. So in case you're wondering, but she said she went to a private uni, so how did she know if the government-owned universities go on strike or not? It is because she have been here. Nothing like that. It doesn't happen. Government, private, whatever, international unis, all of them, none of them go on strike. There is no but to it. For me, the only issue I will have if I'm to be a student in Ghana is just the finance. Aside that, everything is check. The environment is check. But there's something about these girls that's good in Ghana, the Nigerian girls especially, that I have noticed. They're natural hair. They love to keep maintain and own their own God's given afro hair. Why here? And the ones I have seen online, they all have natural hair. Okay, let's go and take a look at her life now to prove that I'm correct. Let's see how she's doing, because this is like many years ago. Let's take a look at her now. After schooling in Ghana, what are the impacts? How is her life? I love to see feedbacks. Let's just go and spy on her.
It's gonna be like an unboxing here. Let's see what we got here. Hi, a friend of mine introduced me to something, so it's gonna be like an unboxing video. She introduced me to something and I'm gonna be unboxing it with us here. Somebody's behind trying to pull my tripod. Leave it alone. Turn off. Move away. Guys, we got a big parcel. So like I said, a friend of mine introduced me to something, and that thing is on Shein. Buy one, get 4 free.
Vindicated. She's doing amazing, beautiful, and a calm mom living in the United Kingdom. Wouldn't you want your child to be like this? Most of us that went to uni in Nigeria, we are on YouTube. We are on YouTube praising Ghana, even the ones that are not doing it from their hearts. We are on YouTube singing praise of Ghana and South Africa and Kenya. But this was, hey, Jesus. In my next life, I should come from a home that has money. I mean, good money, please, okay? Not bloodstained money. So that they can send me to a good school. Send me out of... That is, normally, I've had a deal with God in my next life. I don't want to be African again, so I don't have to be close to Nigeria. I want to be so far away. Even if I'm going to be African, I should be from which country? Sorry, no country, please. I want to be from Europe. I want to come back as an European woman. Okay? Just to avoid, I don't want. Thank you. If God insists I come back in Nigeria, and He should make provision for me so that I can be given a good life. Because what is this? Look at me sweating and making YouTube videos. Anyway, I'm being funny. Let's take a look at this other girl from the country you didn't expect coming to school in Ghana. Let's see why.
What's popping, y'all? It's your girl McKay. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. And I'm so happy that you are here. Today's video, we are going to be talking about the 10 reasons why I chose to study in Accra, Ghana as my study abroad site. For those who don't know, I am a sophomore in college. I attend New York University, which is in Manhattan, and NYU allows us to study abroad. They have a lot of study abroad sites, such as Abu Dhabi, London, Paris, etc. But I chose Accra, Ghana as my study abroad site. A lot of y'all have asked me, like, what are you doing in Africa? Why are you in Ghana? Like, what do you, like, how is this related to school? Stuff like that. And so I just wanted to, like, give y'all 10 reasons why I chose to be here for a whole spring semester. So basically, the first reason why I chose to study away at NYU Accra is because I wanted to go somewhere that wasn't westernized. I wanted to experience cultures and a society that did not follow the exact same way as America, because, like, I don't know, I just didn't see the point in studying somewhere that was exactly like America. And obviously Ghana is not like America in many ways. So the second reason was to get out of my comfort zone. Before I came to Ghana, I had never even left the United States. Like, I had been completely just like living life in only seeing one perspective, experiencing one way, and things like that. And so I kind of just like wanted to get out of my comfort zone, experience new food, new dance, new language, new people, and just kind of like step outside of what I was so used to. The third reason is because I wanted to expand my knowledge by seeing Africa for myself. My family is Cape Verdean, and Cape Verde is located on the west coast of Africa. So I do know a lot about my African culture, at least, but I wanted to experience like Africa for myself. Like, it's one thing for my family members to tell me about Cape Verde, to tell me about Africa, in the place that they've been, but I wanted to experience it firsthand. I wanted to see like what is Ghana like, what is the people like, how do they interact. Fourth reason that I came to Ghana is because it was the cheapest, I'm pretty sure it was the cheapest NYU abroad site. The other sites are pretty expensive, not only in terms of travel, but in terms of like living there. And so since I would be spending 4 months in a new place, I had to think strategically, like in terms of money. And so the ticket to Ghana itself was pretty expensive. Like, I mean, you're traveling outside the country. It was, you know, obviously expensive, but like actually, you know, living here and, you know, doing things is not as expensive. And so if it was going to be good for my pocket, I just felt like it was a win-win situation. So the fifth reason was to learn about Ghana's history and how it relates to me as a Cape Verdean woman. Basically, I wanted to compare my culture with Ghana's culture. Since both of the countries are in Africa, what are the similarities? What are the differences? How do I relate to Ghanaians? How do Ghanaians relate to Cape Verdeans as a whole? And how do our histories connect? How do they not connect? How do they relate? You know, like things like that. Just kind of like comparing and contrast the two countries to each other. And then also one of the biggest, like, I was like, you know what, the warmth. It is hot here in Ghana, and like it is always either 80 degrees, not even like, it's always like 84 or above. It is warm and just, I love the heat, I love the sun. Like I don't know, the sun makes me happy. I didn't want to be in a place where like I would experience winter, because in New York winter is like 8 months, I swear, and I did not want to go through that.
There you have it. For her, it is cheap for her to study in Ghana because she is coming from a country with hard currency, or I would say the hardest, one of the hardest currencies in the world. So coming from the West to school in Ghana is like going from Ghana to school in Nigeria, and even cheaper than that because of the currency. Yeah, I'm saying this because you may be wondering, oh, you said it's expensive, but she said it's cheap. So which one should we believe? Believe her, believe me, because we are coming from two perspectives here. For me, I am talking from the Nigerian point of view, and she is talking from the American point of view. It is never the same, okay? So for her coming from the United States to school in Ghana is definitely not going to be the same as someone that is coming from Nigeria with Naira to school in Ghana. So that is that. She's not the only one, or I would say they are not the only ones. There's so many people, more Nigerians, and why they choose Ghana. Why? Let's take a look at more. And also, I think before we go more into the mind of the students, let's take a look at the advice a lecturer gave to students who want to, Nigerian students who want to school in Ghana, to avoid the mistakes they must never make. I live in Ghana and I have had people like 2 or 3 families contacted me to help out with the admission process for their children. 2 out of the 3 families wanted me to find out for them about KNUST. One wanted the University of Ghana. I was telling him, go to the internet and you can access their site from any corner of the world you are. But some people still don't believe. So let me put out this advice by a Nigerian lecturer working in Ghana, a more insider than I. So let's see, and I'll be back.
University education, when you get to the point where you are about to get into the university to study, you are at a very important phase of your life, and it is not something you rush into. You're talking about 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old people that are acting with so much desperation, you know, wanting to get into the university, and they want to get into the university right now and graduate next year. They want to, you know, some of them even cut corners, and you and I know this. You know, some of them cut corners, some of them are duped because the agents make them outrageous promises of, you know, how they can graduate from school in 1 year if they can pay this much and that much. Just come in and A, B, C, or D can be done for you. And they forget that you're coming into a country that has a functional system, that has an organization that oversees the operation of universities called the National Accreditation Board. The National Accreditation Board has a website. The National Accreditation Board has a very accessible, you know, system. You can walk in and get as much information as you want. There are 71 universities in Ghana. About 7 or 9 of them are public universities, and the rest are private universities affiliated to these public universities as mother institutions. The information is available. You can actually go out of your way. You don't even need to speak to anybody in Ghana to get that information. You can go on the National Accreditation Board website, and you get the list of accredited universities in Ghana and the courses that they offer.
Yeah, so you don't need anybody to help you process the admission. Nobody should tell you anything, because I'm saying this because of this.
Within the dotted lines of this story is a long stretch of moving tragedy wired around fraud. In some instances, educational consultancy firms in Nigeria collect huge sums of money from these students and bring them to unaccredited schools in Ghana.
Exactly. You don't have to go through that. Okay, so let's continue to roll more videos by Nigerians and why they choose to school in Ghana, and if they think they'll do it again or never again. Let's watch that and I'll be back.
A Nigerian student from Abia State came out top of the graduating students in Zenith University College, Ghana.
I would do a semester while I work. I was thinking that Ghana is like Europe or, the Western countries where you can work and as well be schooling. So when I got there, I realized that the game was quite different. So I paid my fees for that first semester, my hostel accommodation. It was very difficult, Nigeria, since there was no help coming. Even people I was thinking that when I get to here in Ghana, maybe from Nigeria, they can help. But when I was calling, nobody was minding me. I decided to go back. Maybe go back, hustle a little bit, then I'll come back and continue.
So also Talita Kumi, who beat the record in CAF University.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and profound gratitude to God and the entire CAF University College that I stand here today as the overall best student representing my fellow graduates. I thank God for making this possible.
I finished my secondary school in 1999, and from 1999 I went to Benin City to do a diploma at Benson Idausa University. Now after that diploma, I tried to get into the university to get a degree, but it was difficult for me to get that. So I wrote JAM like 3 times. I couldn't get through it. So somebody called me and said, Ghana, you don't need JAM, just your WAEC, if it is complete, you can get admission. So I felt it's a big opportunity for me, even though it was expensive, but I decided to just come and do it.
I, got admission. I was putting to get admission to the University of Ibadan years ago. I scored even about 10 marks higher than the cutoff mark, and I was told to go and study a course I never put in for, physiology. And I was wondering, this is not the course I applied for. Academically, I was sound, I was ready, and I scored even more, 10 marks more. And people who even score lower got admitted. So in that situation, that is bias. Sometimes born out of nepotism, who you know, or sometimes out of probably ethno-related, ethnocentrism, where you come from, name you bear. So these are some of the situations that let people in Nigeria look for ways to study abroad.
The second issue is the uncertainty that is surrounding university education in Nigeria these days. It wasn't like that, in the past. But I'll even use myself as an instance, because it was in our generation that these problems began and started to get really bad. When I, was being admitted into university in Nigeria, we got our admission and were supposed to resume school on the 4th of November 1992. We ended up resuming on the 18th of January 1993 and did not write our first semester exam until the 4th of January 1994. I went into university to study a 5-year course, and it took me 7 years to finish. I think that it might even be better to come to Ghana to study.
Seriously, given my experience here in Ghana, I would choose Ghana over Nigeria when it comes to university studies. Now, they give you an easy platform for you to learn here. The politics we see in the Nigerian universities are less in Ghana. You don't even have that at all. If you have your WAEC and it's complete, they look at it, they look at the course you've chosen, and you have your fees, you get admitted. And most times they take 70% of your fee for you to start, even as a new student. And in Nigeria, you know how it is. You have to write JAM, you have to write post UME, you have to go through some recommendations before you even get admitted, mostly, except you want to go to a private university in Nigeria, which most of us can't even afford.
Yo, the one that touched me, and I feel like, so due to Ibe Ndukwe or Ndukwa, I may not be able to pronounce the name correctly, one of the students in the video that said he thought maybe he could work and school. Beloved Nigerians coming to school in Ghana, if you're coming here, there is no work for you, except you are not coming here to study. Please, if you can't fund it, if there's no one funding your education, if you're looking at it from, oh, I want to school and work, please, not to discourage you, but the hard truth is I don't think it's the best decision for you, because with the little you have, you can school in Nigeria and graduate. There are no jobs opportunities available for students, except you want to do what I'm doing now, do YouTube videos by sharing information about stuff, not necessarily about Ghana. Other things you can teach about something on the internet. I wanted to say on YouTube, but there are so many platforms these days that allow you earn monies for sharing your knowledge with the world. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Except you want to do that, you can do it, but it's not as easy as it looks, because no time for you to study, for you to be able to make the amount of money that will help you sustain you. I'm not talking about paying your school fees, okay? Because you can't even do it. Like, what I earn here is not enough for me to pay my school fees. With the fact that I work non-stop, like I work 24/7, it's still not enough for me. If I'm a student in a university in Ghana, it's still not enough. So in fact, schooling in Ghana is for people that have money, okay, or on scholarship. Anything outside that, forget it. School in Nigeria and it's fine. All right. I hope you guys see the reason why people are coming to school in Ghana, and you enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next one.